opposition and the politics they play, including what is being played by the DCP party leader Gachagua, coming into question. And many people are wondering, is this the way to go? We have had times without number about how abrasive the former deputy president is in his politics. He is struggling to build a coalition. He's struggling at a time when he should be bringing people towards him and coalescing people, like-minded individuals. But as the days go by, we see more and more people taking a back step from him and saying, the way you do your politics is a bit too harsh. Do you agree that probably he should tone down in his approach?
Fred, you know, I'm saying you know because I know that you know that I am one of those people who have been very against the impeachment of the former deputy president, not in terms of the matter, but in terms of the issues. The kind of whether there was a threshold for the impeachment. But I actually thought that because since that time until now, I continue to meet many people who watch us on TV, watch me on TV, they read the things that I write, and some of them even reach out. And I remember some two quite elderly men who actually looked for my number and they called me and we had coffee, we sat and we had conversations, and they were like, we watch you on TV and it seems like you don't know this man, so we want to help you to understand. One of them was actually a principal of a school in one of the counties, and then we had conversations and he gave me experiences and many interesting things. Now I am saying this because I think that over time I am beginning to see another face of Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua. Not that I know him in person, I don't know him, I don't know where he comes from, I know nothing about him, but only relate to him as a national leader or a former deputy president. But I think that moving beyond some of the cases or the accusations that Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua had, he needs people who can sit with him and help him understand the politics of this country. Because as a political leader, there are things that you cannot do. For example, that you want to be bringing people inside your fold, but you are also fighting both internally and externally. Fact of the matter is that he's a very abrasive politician from what I see, from what I hear, and of course from how he engages in politics, that he's able to really push, and he has enough energy to push like the president himself. But that does not pay sometimes, especially when you look at the manner in which our politics is done in this country, where we talk about a threshold of 50% plus one. You need to work with people. And every time, even within the united opposition, because we read here, we listen to some of them, we sit in strategy meetings with some of them, not that we are working for the opposition, but we're just trying to make this country a better place. And they will share experiences where Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua has not lived to their expectations, even to the level of helping them also bring in other people. And that is why sometimes I think if you look at the president's party and what it's trying to organize, they even make jokes around some of the very heavyweight politicians, like in this context, Mheshimiwa Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, whom they will say, it is not a matter of if, it is only a matter of when. So they are waiting for him. And before we began this segment, you showed us a cartoon of them saying, of course, seated in a wheelbarrow, and Mheshimiwa Kalonzo was just seated, standing somewhere, and they were saying, we are only waiting for him to jump into the fold. It is because the kind of home that Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua is trying to build, actually that's the cartoon, is not drawing anyone closer. It is not helping them to build a formidable force. And therefore, Mheshimiwa Rigiji, and based on this particular story, because Kirinyaga and Embu is almost like the bedrock of Mount Kenya. And so he's asking, ini bedroom ya nani? We have to move forward and begin to look at how we unite everyone in this country. And because disunity is one of those issues that he was accused of, I think that Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua needs to learn certain lessons, particularly from the history of this country in terms of its political formations, political development, 2007, 2008, the lessons that we went through, the institutions that we have also built over time, like NCIC, really. I sometimes ask myself, where is Reverend Kobia and his team? There are comments that we continuously hear coming from politicians. And we ask ourselves, are they helping us to build this country to be a united one, or are we breaking it? And so Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua, I invite him to just take a stop and step back a little bit and reflect.
Yes. The movement, the United Opposition, had really gained some momentum a few months back, but it would appear that now cracks are emerging. And the question now is Rigathi Gachagua the Achilles heel of this